I'm based. Oh, okay. I will start again. So just to to be in the record, my name is Letícia Cianconi. I'm Brazilian. I'm based in São Paulo, the biggest city of the country. I've been working as a service designer and UX researcher since the time that we didn't use this term to our area. I was information architect, I was interaction designer, and now we are product designers, etc., etc. And I'm a self design and UX researcher. I'm married. I'm mother of two cats and two children. Uh, in fact, I am became a mother of two human beings very recently. I'm adopted children right now, and so I'm in the middle of the process. Luciana, follow me a little bit, and I'm getting crazy here, but everything will be fine. I have more than 20 years of experience in user experience area. Uh, right now, I work at Try Consultoria. Is a group, a Brazilian UX design consulting, very huge UX design consulting here in Brazil. Try is part of Design Bridging Partners, the London-based agency, digital agency, a WPP company. But I work for Telefonica, iFood, Globo, and other companies. And also, I'm a master's degree student. I study design and technology at PUC. PUC is a Catholic university here in Brazil. And my dissertation, I don't know how can I say it in English, because sometimes in American, when you get master, you say thesis. But I know in Europe, that's not the correct term. It's like Brazil. Brazil, you cannot say that you are defend a thesis if you are had a master degree, only a doctorship. But my dissertation explored exactly the prompt engineering from an instrumental view to a collaborative and dialogic process in human AI interaction. I don't know if you heard about this area, human AI interaction. If you want to study more about this, you can Google a guy called Ben Schneiderman. Ben Schneiderman is one of the usability popes. He's huge, especially in academy, but he launched an heuristic that I really like it called, I believe, 8 golden rules of usability of heuristic, and it's amazing. And now he is part of the human AI interaction. He is studied this field, and I'm studying mixed initiative. Mixed initiative, I believe this field is a computer science field, but basically it's when machine and human, the goal of a mixed initiative in make a human being and machine co-create and collaborate to achieve the goal. So it's different from, I will explain a little bit more about this. um, Let's talk about a little bit about our recent history. I will talk a little bit about AI just to get everyone here in the same page, okay? I promise that will be very short to show you can get to the subject. But I don't know, ladies, but remember that everything started in around 22, and in only 3 years, 6 years, more or less, everything happens, right? Just here how the things were going in February 22 and in December 23, and now in April 25. Just to illustrate, I set the journey here just to situation the evolution, and that's mind blow. That's really mind blow. And if you think it's faster, it's because it is is absolutely faster, right? Um, a little bit about the time. Just to, I want to, I always like to begin with this because is help us to understand that AI, artificial intelligence, is something that belongs to the middle of the 50s in the 20th century. So is something called Turing test that Alan Turing asks, can machine thinks? So the to be an intelligence that is able to thinking in artificial way, that belongs from the beginning, right? That starts in the 50s. In just 15 years, the first chatbot, Elisa, and fun fact, Elisa simulating a psychological, a psychologist. Okay, I don't know if you know that, but simulated a psychology. In the 70s, we have in the history a lot of AI winter. AI winter is when the founders was absolutely cut due to technical limitation and because people promise AGI, promise that machine will thinking by itself, promise a lot of things, and okay guys, you promise a lot of things, nothing happens, let's move on and think in another thing. And that's we don't believe in artificial intelligence, and that happens a lot of times. Okay, in the 80s we have the symbolic AI. NASA developed symbolic AI with a bunch of people from university. In the 90s, we have a second AI winter because of that type of symbolic AI expert systems. And 97, we have Deep Blue. I don't know who here remember Deep Blue. Deep Blue is IBM, a huge Kasparov. He plays chess with IBM Deep Blue, and he lose. And it was a huge thing that happens at the time. In 2000, the things still start to be to get a little more intense. We have AlexNet, that to the CNN, convolutional neural network, and deep learning, and we have again to synthetic image generation. Every time that you deal with face recognition is GAN. Okay, every time that you deal with that is GAN. And in 2007, Google introduced the transformer architecture with a paper called Attention is All You Need. This paper is a huge thing, but fun fact, Google don't think at transformer as a generative model. Who thought that was people from OpenAI. That okay, I think that will be that's something here. I think we can transform this and made another things, and voila, here we are. So just to clarify a little bit the things, every time we talk about LLMs, large language model, we are talk about neural AI, machine learning, deep learning. But that is something that nowadays is sometimes called as old-fashioned AI, called symbolic AI. But that is something happens because what's just to simplify things here, neural AI is pure probabilistic. Okay, it's not logical. Oh, they do math. Yes, but they are not mathematical. The mathematical AI is the symbolic AI. Okay, and nowadays there's something called neuro symbolic AI. That's something that is started, and some buzz and some noise in the both industry and academy, because okay, the neuro AI is very expensive. They are not logical, but we have an old AI that is logical, is mathematical. What about we join them and let's see what happens? So that happens right now. Neurosymbolic is being more and more popular in both academy and the market, the industry. A little bit terms for you. Large language models is a deep learning. LLM models is a different, sometimes is the same architecture, but stunned with a different parameters. So you have someone that's faster and another one that is good for reasoning, good for thinking, and for research. RAG. That's just some terms to you understand. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. When you combine, when you pick up LLM like ChatGPT and you just attached a lot of documentations and okay, now we will only find these documentations to use here. That's REG. Okay, that's a strategy that's very, very good and very important for us. Okay, as a researcher, as a designer and researcher, every time that you think and use LLMs and you think and use artificial intelligence, you are basically talk about REG. Okay, fine tuning. I think it's good to bring to you here because when you training the LLM, a few companies from one hand can do that in the worldwide. Okay, only a few companies can do training large language models. Fine tuning is a retraining. But what is not fine tuning? Oh, I'm in chat here with ChatGPT and I'm training. Yeah, you can say that, but that's not a real training. That's not a real fine tuning. Okay. And AI agent is something that I use a lot in my day by day and is an artificial intelligence system that can be both semi-autonomous or completely autonomous. But for us, in my opinion, forget that agent that absolutely autonomy. Okay, forget. That's not help us in any case in my experience. Okay, guys. Now I will introduce the team AI in UX research. From planning to reporting presentation, we can use, I believe all of you has using AI in your day by day. And I using for planning, for example, you can put your data to define goals and to define the personas for your research, to using agents specializing and I use to accelerate the process to create screener agents, to create a planner agents. You can use in data collection to automated transcription. I believe no one in the world using transcription, manual transcription interview, right? I think that, thank God, it's something from the past, and thank God it's not necessary anymore. But that is AI, and it can, of course, use to help us. Analyzing is something that's very good, both quantitative and qualitative data. Okay, I think quantitative is obviously right. No one do any research nowadays without an AI system. If you talk about quantitative, but qualitative, that's a true too. Okay, so we can, for example, I don't personally, I don't do tabulation anymore. I don't do the AI do for me the tabulation. Only sometimes in some types of usability tests. Okay, just to don't, oh, we don't use in any case. Well, in some types of usability test, yes, is still very important to do manually. But in general, we can say that the AI can do the job for us in just 10 seconds while we were, I don't know, 3 days maybe to do that. And we can clustering, you can the AI can discover patterns in a very good way. uh, and reporting presentation, it helps a lot to translate the insights for stakeholders, sometimes to clarify the insights. Okay, let me see if this is correct. Let me see if with the data I'm assume here this and that. What do you think? And that's an excellent use of AI. So let's elaborate a little bit. Planning. We can do drafting, research objectives, scopes, and business questions. It's excellent. One thing that I really enjoy to do is I take the briefing and okay, elaborate business questions for me. And it's excellent, excellent. It's very good. Of course, as I say, there is no, and I will say for you this, there is no AI without you fact check the data. Okay, there is no such a thing. Don't believe the hype, guys. Don't believe the hype. Okay, that's not true. Documentations, of course, you can do. I don't do transcription and meeting minutes. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So it's something that we can use. And I can talk a little bit more about the agent for you if you want. But something that I use too in with my team is a screener agent and scripting agent. I built a screener agent. I will explain for you how to do that and what the step by step to do that. But basically, the agent create a screener for us for our recruitment, uh, acquire the participants. And that's amazing, amazing. Personally, I think I don't that is a long time since the last time that I made a screener from scratch without the agent, without the help of the agent. That's something that's very good and accelerate a lot of our work. Uh, and you can do, of course, in-depth interviews, research scripts. And the secret here is specialization. It's not possible to have an agent that specialized in every time of research methodology. That not will happen, okay? You have to do, when you think about agent, okay, I want an agent to conduct, I don't know, to help me to elaborate scripts for contextual analysis. Okay, we will build an agent for this. Okay, now I want to in-depth interviews. Okay, another agent, and etc. etc. Here are some software that I use: Gemini, ChatGPT, Notebook LM. Notebook LM is a fav of mine. I love Notebook LM. I believe a lot of people that have experience with research, both in industry and academy, loves Notebook LM. I'm absolutely a fan. Um, Move on. Data collection. Data collection, I think I told to you about automated transcription, AI summarization. I think that part is something that are not a mystery, right? Because we use this a lot in our day by days. But you can transcription, you can make AI summarization using multimodal data to capture. For example, you can have a interview, in-depth interview, and use meta sunglasses or meta glasses to capture video with the point of view from the person, and you can get a lot of data, eye tracking, heat mapping. We are to do a job, a research using this multimodal data capture, using the meta glasses to with an AI software to analyze the eye tracking during the interview, and that is unthinkable a few times ago, right? That will be not possible to do this type of thing. So it's amazing. The software that we will use is called Neuron, I believe the Neuron AI. They do eye tracking, real time eye tracking, and analyzes. Automated tabulation is something that is part of my reality. I don't remember the last time uh, that me and my team did tabulation, except some types of usability test. Okay, right now we are conducting a usability test that you have to be okay, guys. Let's do like the man cave. Let's go to the manual because it's necessary. So sometimes it's important, but structuring raw qualitative data is something that is amazing to let AI do for you. It's really good. And of course, and if you like to do this in a secure way, use softwares that permit that you tracking the raw data. That's very, very important. Otherwise, you're not okay. This quote is really something, or just the AI invented. And believe me, that happens a lot of times. The AI just invented, and you think, oh my God, that's perfect, but it's not true. It's too perfect to be true. So always, if you use Gemini, ChatGPT, spend a time to configure the AI to tracking the raw data, to let you follow the documents, so you avoid a lot of pain in your life. Okay, but again, if you can use softwares that are able to do that without any type of configuration, like Notebook LM, like Colup. Colup is, in my opinion, the best software that I use that are 100% based in AI. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, for us here in Brazil is a little bit expensive, but it's wonderful, really, really wonderful, faster. Don't make any mistakes, let you tracking the data that for us is very, very important. But Notebook LM, that part of Google family, AI family, do that as well. Maybe not so well than Colloopio or Insights. This one, sorry, I didn't get the name, is Insight 7. The name of the software is another software based in AI-based software for researcher, and it's amazing as well. I didn't test so well like the Colloop and the Notebook, but it's good. It's very good. Notebook LM is the software that we use in my team, and it's wonderful. It's marvelous, absolutely wonderful. And you can get, for example, but Dovetail, for example, Dovetail get smart highlight tagging. Miro, I don't know if you say Miro in English. Is that's the correct spell? Miro? I don't know. Miro is very, very good to do smart highlight tagging. Okay, very, very good. Uh, I did a lot of research that I use raw data from another past researcher that I let Miro do the job, and it's not perfect, but it's very nice. You can have data condensation, we can have insight generation, and important thing, when you use Gemini, ChatGPT, it's very, very important to set, okay, the moment. Okay, right now I want you to do analysis. Don't give me insights. I don't want to hear about insights right now. because ChatGPT and Gemini sometimes misunderstood. It's very common. They misunderstood things, and oh my God, okay, he tried to guess what I want, and he just put an insight here in the middle of the tabulation. All right, let's go back. So we have to set very well and very carefully the tools before you start the research, okay? That things not happen when you use Notebook LM, when you use Coloop, when you use Insight 7, because this type of tool are made for researchers. So they understand exactly what the meaning every step. Uh, when you talk about reports, we can do some content generation, executive summarization. I love do that. Okay, that's something that I really enjoy to do, because as I working and a consulting, I have to do the all the times I have to have two reports. One that is the full size research, and another one that sometimes is one page, sometimes is just the summarized for executives, for C levels, and AI. I have to say that make my job very easy because they do in the very good way. Okay, it's a very good thing to do the narrative design for stakeholder. Maybe you can put, okay, I have this type of stakeholders, these characteristics, what do you think of the narrative? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's not? And it's very good for co-create with you. Okay, co-create. That's thing that I want to say here. I don't believe in AI doing all the job. Okay, that's not happened, not now. Okay, you really need to have your goals. You really need to have your objectives. What I want with this study, what I want to get from this LLM, and you have to configure it and tell the LLM their job, what you want to do, what is the input, and more important, what is the output that you want to do, that you want to go with the that LLM. Okay, but least but not is the most important thing here that probably I will talk to you today. It's all about data. I want to do what agent. You need your data very clean, clarify, well segmented, well classified. I want to do my research to specific thing, data. Everything is about your data. Maybe it's a little bit technical here, but I want to bring this for you because I think that's a very important part of our job. If you have some difficult here, maybe I suggest you contact a data scientist or maybe a quantitative research. Quantitative research can do this as well. They know that they have to clean, they have to classify, they have to work the data before to use the data. And oh, but that is something that happens with qualitative. Yes, every type of data, both quantitative and qualitative, you need to prepare your data. Okay, so the data, I invert the pyramid here because the data is the most important thing. uh, as a designers and researcher, of course, that we know that. But if the data is wrong, the AI will be wrong. Context, there is something called context engineering. People in IT area, we know that because we are, I believe our area is a part of IT, okay? So we love inventing new names and new jobs, and now the big thing in context engineering. But it's something that's very good. Okay, if you don't give the context for your data, the AI will be absolutely generalist. It will be okay. Why? That the context is the key to when you have two people and one all get the best from the LLM and the other one with the same data, okay, but I never get that. How can I do that? Is because that person give the right context. They set exactly, okay, I want that from you. I will set that data set, and that will the configuration, and you will do that. That is the most important thing. And of course, prompt. Tá? Prompt is something that is still good. Is still good. So uh, before indexing our data, we have to organize the data. That's something that I'm not telling from people that are senior here. I'm not telling nothing that's okay, of course, but it's good because sometimes I heard people talk that, oh, I built an agent, but so generalist. Then my agent don't do the thing that I want it to do. And that because probably because you don't organize the data, you don't set the data, you don't make instruction for that, the right instruction for your agent. So you have to separate, you have to organize, you have to classify. When you talk about using data for AI, you have to curation. This here is especially important when you talk to use template for your agents, okay? You have to curate the data. You have to remove all the dirty data, all the outdated, the dirty, the things that are not important, and have to separate the best sources. All agents have to have sources, templates to follow, and you have to separate the best so the machine can conduct, so the machine can do the best work for you. Okay, and you have organize, keep your data in files, in databases, create metadata. I just read an article another day that was conclusion that metadata is something that is still important because a lot of people just, okay, I have a lot of documents here, I just put the data there and I'm not classify, I'm not define the hierarchy, I'm not tell the machine what that all that data meaning, the meaning of that. And that study concludes that people that create metadata do can achieve the best from the LLMs in a lot of times. Okay, so that's important. Is still important. And classify, of course. You can classify the product, the process, the department, the audience, classify the attributes, classify tagging, the documentations, label the documentation, label the sheets, the Google Sheets, and etc. That is very hard worker, okay? That's maybe the hard worker that we have to do, but it's very, very, very important. This is the key of the success, believe me. And we have to remember that context. Large language models are a probabilistic language model. We have to all the time think on this, okay? It's not a knowledge based, not only a knowledge based, it's probabilistic. I don't know if you know much about token, but token, you put the everything that you input in the large language model, it transforms to tokens and broken the content into tokens. And tokens sometimes you can compare as a word, but it's not necessary a word. Sometimes it's the radical, because sometimes you have a verb in the infinitive verb, and the machine just cut the radical and, okay, let me guess what's this. I have amount of data here, and he starts to guess in every word. Yes, in every word. in a very fast, very fast, of course, but in every word, the machine do that. So you have to put knowledge context, the best context, remember what I say for agents especially, and structure the content. So knowledge context, please document documents by meaning, using retrieving documents, uh, relevant contest is is better than a large contest. That is very, very important. Okay. Instead of use, oh, I have a lot of mountain of documentations. I have 1,000 interviews here, and okay, but maybe it's better for you, you get the best interview that you think this is significant, that has a meaning for your product, for your what you want to do, is much better than you give 1,000. Okay. uh, Remember, contest is also a filter. When you talk about contests, we talk about a filter, right? And of course, structure. Metadata enables filtering and prioritization. That this is very important as well. So you have to separate chats and agents by specialization. Remember that. I heard a lot of people talk to me, oh, I just built my agent for be my UX researcher content. Oh, excellent. Which part of the UX? Oh, everything. No, no. Oh, I just create an agent to be a UX designer. Okay. How is the specialization of the machine? Because UX design is huge. How can you create an agent that you expect the agent be good in everything? That's not going to happen. Okay. So specialization is the key. Improve context management and efficient, create a dedicated chat or a assistant agent. Define clear instruction to guide. That's very, very, very important. If you, a little tip here, Leticia, I have no idea how to write the instructions. Ask the LLM to help you with that. Just put your thoughts, put, I want an agent for this. Help me to transform these instructions for my agent. You will see the results and you will find amazing, okay? The LLM are good for that, for it. And of course, the prompt. When you transform the interaction from question answer into a collaborative reasoning, reasoning usually are the best AI for us, okay? As a researcher, both academic researcher or industrial researcher, usually use the reasoning, but all the times, well, if you want to have the good and challenge uh, for the LLM, if you want the best for the LLM, I recommend that you use reasoning because I know they are more expensive. They usually are slow than the faster mode, but they are best for us. Okay, I believe in all the cases, all the scenarios. So you have to think, when you think in prompt, you have to think in effective prompts, clear task definition. Uh, when you use a chain of thought, using this strategy, use step by step. Okay, what I want to do first, da 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 da. Second, ta ta ta. Third, pa pa pa. That's very good because if the LLM make a mistake, help you to understand, okay, they don't follow my second step. They don't follow the third step. So it's good for you as well, okay? Uh, you can, for example, ask the LLM to help you to go deeper. Request for step-by-step reasoning when he give you a result. Request for multiple perspectives. Request for challenge assumptions. Okay, I have this assumption. Challenge me. What do you think about that? Deeper thinking. Continue here. Identify weakness in this argument. What could invalidate this hypothesis? Improve methodological rigor here. What is the weakness of my methodological rigor right here? What methodological flaws exists? What biases may affect this study? And etc. etc. So you can do a lot. You can put your research and your study in another level with the LLM, okay? And I will talk here about mixed initiative and human AI interaction. That's part of my study. What do you want to say when we talk about mixed initiative? Is human AI collaboration. Okay, so mixed initiative is when you use LLM and you input the data there and the LLM returns, okay, I answered that, but what about you follow this step, the next step, and etc. This is a little part of mixed initiative, okay? Notebook LM is based on mixed initiative, yes. The software is based in mixed initiative. Um, so the huge thing here is make both human AI collaborate, both thinking. Don't let only AI thinking and the human being apart from that. And don't make a system that only is reactive. I want a system that make me go in another level, not only to be a repository that I made a question and he answered, I made another and he answered. I want the system to help me to go beyond. Okay, so that is the idea of mixed initiative. So in planning, for example, AI suggests research questions. AI give you alternative study designs. In analysis, they can automated transcription and summarize for you, can cluster interview responses, can give additional hypotheses for you, possible explanation for users' behaviors, etc., etc., etc. AI does not exist without supervision. This is a mantra, okay? But it's true. There is no such a thing like, oh, I'll do the AI do my job here and I'm not. That not gonna happen, okay? The human being is you. Is you that know what you want. It is you that know what you want to achieve with from the AI. So that's very, very important. You understand that you need supervision before and after. Supervision when you input the data, supervision when the AI output the data for you. Okay? It's very, very, very important this. Um, say, um, for example, what is supervision, right? You will, as a human being, you will define the research questions. We will define methodology. Oh, I will define, yes. But I can ask the AI to help me to, I don't know, maybe thinking in other types of methodologies that I don't think, yes. But the goal is yours. And you will understand if this methodology is good for you. Okay, maybe that one is good, but that one, no, that's not the right. And that happens, right, with us all the time. With when sometimes we discuss each other, and it's the same thing with AI. Okay, uh, we can audition the AI outputs, of course, all the time. Check hallucination, trace insights, trace the data, validate quote. Please validate quotes all the time because all the time happen this, detect bias, etc. And the interpretation of the context is still a thing that's very human. Okay, no one better than you to understand the cultural nuances from particular participants. You can understand the emotions behind that. The participant using your systems, you are doing a usability test, and sometimes the reaction is in the way that you are not expected. You can detect that. You can help to understand that. The machine can help sometimes, yes, but you will understand and correct this. Okay, you can see contradictions, implication, motivations. This is still a human being job. Thank God, it's still our job to do that. Okay, so I want to hear a little bit from you guys, a little bit. How do you use the AI in your team? If you use some of that strategy, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I can share a bit. So, one of the things that I was surprised to actually see during the presentation is your recommendation to do specialized agents, because it was one of the things that I did, but it was just because of the data that I had at the moment. And I wanted to try out something about the feature that I was developing, and it was quite good because what I did was to develop this GPT using ChatGPT and input all the data that we have and to scope the new feature that we were developing related to this initial feature. So basically, we wanted to give users the possibility of blocking other entities inside the platform. And the GPT was really interesting to see how like the user needs were very clear and we could see the direction of it much faster than we would have previously.
Amazing, yes. Uh, it's accelerate with no doubt, right? It's accelerate. It's it's faster than we are able to do, but I think the specialization is is still important because when you input a mountain of data without the right configuration and without, because of course it's possible for a LLM uh, do the job in a mountain of data, but probably will need a software engineer for do that for you. Okay, it's not possible to do that using the tools from Gemini, Gem, or GPT from ChatGPT. It's not possible, in my opinion. I think it's became it became lack of it. Sometimes they don't read in the correct way the data and have hallucinations and that kind of stuff.
So maybe I will read some of the questions we have here in the chat. The first one is it's more about the results here, the analysis. During the tabulation, do you discover the themes or features before asking the tool to categorize the data, or it's
Um,
something later?
okay, the tabulation that we are used to do in my team is pretty much automated. So we don't categorize, we don't do nothing from data before, just after that. But I have to say that our platforms are very configured. So we have templates, we give data that, okay, what we will do with this data is something like that. So we present the templates, we present the data that we want to go with the output. So maybe that's something that's not clear in my presentation here. But yeah, we do not classify in the moment of the analysis, we do not do that. But because we did that, we did that already. So that's the reason.
And I will just ask something related to this. That is, Leticia, could you briefly describe how are these templates? I'm a bit curious. It's like a script of what to do with the data. What
No,
exactly is?
no,
No.
it's examples. For example, I have a script that I have a couple of scripts of fintech, and I want to use this template, this content to become a template for my agent. I give metadata in all this case. I structured in the same way all the scripts in all the contents, and I prepare that and I give to the agent. Okay, now we will follow this template, this, and I want the result to be like this, like that. And
Uh-huh.
the secret is the template and the instructions. My instructions
Interesting.
very, 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 very detailed, very detailed. And I like to number because why I like to number? I put the hashtag and one goals. Your main goal is blah 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 blah. First, uh, the your behavior. Your behavior as blah blah blah. Third, the goal your output will be this. So I will give, I don't know, sometimes I have 20 numbers of instructions, very detailed, because I want to set everything and thinking in everything, and that's it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yes.
Uh, the next question is, did you happen to try Claude?
No, unfortunately, no. WPP has a huge platform that has Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini. We have everything, okay? Midjourney and all types of different AI image generator. But I usually use Gemini and ChatGPT, but especially Gemini and Notebook LM. But Claude is very, very good for text. Okay, very, very good.
Marina has also a very interesting question here. In some cases, we hear about to use AI to replace the user during the research validation phase because some constraints like time or don't have many users. Do you already did this? Uh, there are some good practices we should follow.
I never I usually don't use synthetic users in my day by day. I think that's two point of view here, okay? Academic and in industry views here. In an academic way, I don't believe in synthetic users, okay? Because the AI is not good enough to replace human being. You cannot say that, oh, so for you, human being is amount of data. That's it. That's just amount of data and that's it. That's not true. That's not true. The actual state of artificial intelligence is just a probabilistic statistical. Do you believe that's human being? Do you believe a human being is just a aleatory tool of probabilistic and when you get from memory you just being probabilistic? I don't think so. I don't think so. So my short answer is it's not possible. But but I also think that thinking in industry, I saw some studies using synthetic users. A colleague of mine one day she configured an AI to behave like an user. It was a particular user that was very, very hard to achieve, and our recruitment will have a lot of hard job and a hard work to follow that user. And we configure it, but she thinks like me. She configured the agent in a very, very, very specific way, and she built an agent to behave like a user, and it goes well. It goes well. They achieve a good result in the end, but and I also have access from a study that I didn't conduct the study, but I heard about the study that use synthetic users and made usability tests with real users. And the result is it works for some types of usability testing, but not with every type of usability. For example, oh, I will test a small part of a system that I don't know. I'm change a thing in the landing page. Just the I don't know the head of the landing page, but I have a lot of data from the past from that specific area, and that the result was relatively good compared with the real human beings. But in another way, if I have to, I don't know, use I completely different systems, just invented something absolutely new, maybe that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea for you. And also, the person that conducted that study told me that, okay, that really happens in some aspects, in some results. But for example, I want to know about the real qualitative data. I want to know the reasons. I want to know the whys. The synthetic user is not good for that, because for a reason that all of us know, but sometimes stakeholders doesn't know that. And but so I have this two point of view, because I know as my from my studies that no, that's not true. The AI in the actual state are not good enough to replace a completely a human being, because wow, we are not amount of data. That's not what a human being is. So it's not possible. But industry sometimes, yes, it's possible in a very uh, uh, in the some very specific, that's a word that I was trying to find, in this very specific studies, maybe it can happen.
Leticia, you mentioned agents. I was curious. You also mentioned like screening and scripting agents. In which platforms or tools do you usually create these agents?
I created in a platform that WPP has is a platform that for worldwide WPP, but also Google Gemini, and it's very good. Okay, very good.
We have another question here. How do you think about using AI as users for dry run before real testing?
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea because we use that a lot. Not a lot, not a lot. Because sometimes it depends of the type of research that you want to conduct. Okay, depends a lot of the type of research. Oh, I want to use to a focus group. That will not happen. That's not be possible. But I don't know. Maybe I want to do a very small testing, a very small specific one, and sometimes it's good. We have good results, but help us to prevent some questions, help us to clarify things. Maybe the user uh, answer another thing entirely different. Oh, okay, maybe we have to clarify the questions because the AI understand another completely different thing. So the real user maybe understands that as well. So I think it's good. I think it's good.
I don't know if someone has more questions. I have thousands of questions, to be honest, if you believe. Um, Leticia, do you think LLMs, for example, do they hallucinate more with qualitative data and less with quantitative data? Like if we are dealing with numbers, they are usually fail less, or yeah, or no, it's the same. You need to check both.
No, it's the same. And I tell you why. Because remember, it's a probabilistic system. So it can hallucinate with both quantitative and qualitative. It's not necessary because the hallucinations is almost the hallucination is part of the and I read an article then I don't remember when I read, but the person was questioned the use of the term hallucination because he told we know that's probably probabilistic. Sometimes they do things that not make sense for us because it's the nature of the probabilistic, right? You have amount of words here. Sometimes it's okay, it makes sense for us, but another time we'll get a different type of mount and get the data and put in the way that make no sense for us. So it's part of the nature of the probabilistic nature of the AI. So no, no. um of course, when you are talking about using other type of AI, sometimes you can combine different type of AI and you can reduce the chance. So maybe when you treat quantitative data, maybe if you have a scientist, data scientist, and maybe he or she use this type of this the word escaped here, but when he tried to make the program to avoid the hallucination, maybe he or she use a strategy for that, but that's it, a pure strategy that a human being, the woman behind that or the man behind the AI thinking, okay, let's planning the things here to avoid hallucination. But fun fact, it's not it's not every time that it's it's possible, because sometimes, because something that when you talk about AI, is we have to understand that no one really knows how the AI works. No one, no one. Okay. Not, oh, the guy or the girl is super specialized in AI. She or he understand everything about neural AI. Yes, but she or he has no idea how the AI, which way and which path the AI do uh, to give to you the output that they give. Okay, that's something that we have. We call this the black box AI. And that's the reason why AI is still not good to use with 100% in medicine, because a, a doctor have to, oh, okay, the AI gave a good result to detect cancer, but it has to be trackable, because I have to, it's science. I have to be to have the way and the step by step that you do to get the results. Otherwise, it's just be magic. And yeah, that's it. That the AI is a little bit about magic nowadays. But there are a lot of people that are studying hard to get the AI more clear and trackable. There's a lot of people that are studying that.
Do we have more questions? Anyone?
I really want to hear about the using that you guys are doing of AI in your teams.
Can I? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Shruti?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I just had a question. So I find AI to be particularly useful actually for writing prompts for other AI. So I sometimes use like Cloud to write prompts for Figma Make, and I get really, really good results. Like my time has been reduced by something which would take me maybe more like a week or something. I can literally just do it in like a very short time. So I'm just wondering if it's possible, like, suppose I've already asked Claude, for example, how I want the prompt to be, or like it has some data. So is it possible that I could maybe train using this data, probably train that conversational Claude into an agent or something, like so that I can maybe for other future Figma Make designs, I can use that agent sort of to generate those kind of prompts.
I'm thinking here. I think it's an excellent idea. Claude is, I don't know the reason why I don't use Claude. Claude is amazing. Is one of the best to, especially for writing, especially for both writing in human language and computer language. Claude is very good for programmers as well. I think it's a good idea. I'm thinking here. Yes, I think it's possible. I think it's
Okay.
possible. That's something that I do a lot as well. I like to put my chats to thinking in prompts, thinking good ways to ask the best in the best way. I think it's a very good way to use LLMs. Do you use a lot of Claude in your day?
I don't use it. I think for daily life, it's mostly like ChatGPT, but I don't use. I think ever since there's a larger company investment in cloud, so that just becomes the default. platform to use. But I'm very impressed with its ability of writing, like you said, like it's exceptional, like the way it can generate like written content and prompts. It's really good. Yeah.
Yes, I heard a lot about this exactly feedback from Claude.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do we have more questions?
I have one question. I was looking for raising hand icon, but I couldn't find it. Sorry.
But that's fine. I think we don't have any other hands. So you can go.
But I saw like Shruti use it. I was like, where is it? Sorry. Yeah. I think it's a great question, like Shruti asked, and then that reminded me of what you talked about in the beginning. Like we actually co-create with AI and the things like that. It feels like a colleague somehow, but it is not. So I also been using Claude recently, and it also helped me a lot. So been thinking one question is like, do I still own the thing? I do, it's like, who owns it? I don't know, it just feels like yeah, but I don't know. I've been thinking about this question a lot. Like, yeah, I know that I also, contribute, collaborate, provide my questions and what I want to Claude, for example, and it generate the things that, and then I fine tune it with it. Yeah, sorry.
I think that's the 1 million questions because people are trying to understand in the legal way who belongs that is yours is the person that build the prompt. But when we ask help for help to help to build the prompt, what do you do in this scenario, right? So I don't know. I have no idea. I think that is the question that everyone are asking themselves because that's really there's a colleague of mine in the master degree that she studied exactly the co-author and who will be the author in the end of the day. Will be the AI, will be the person that are thinking in the request, it will be the boss. Because if you think is AI is on that, we are thinking that big tech own everything. I mean, big tech owns everything. Okay, but we are thinking they are on everything that will thinking, that will asking, that it's I don't have the answer for that for that. Sorry, but I think it's a very good question. Very good question. It's something that I think everyone should think about that because that is that concerns us in an ethical point of view, right? Because if I put some data there to request and that don't belongs to me,
Mhm.
how can I put the data? How I will put the data there? How I will ask something that I know that's not belongs to me and that will be shared with another people that will be used to training AI. And guess what? That happens, okay?
Yeah.
Don't be naive. Let's not be naive. That's all of that things happens, unfortunately.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts. It's good to hear that people are working on this question, and then hopefully you will find some direction or legal guidance soon. I remember one podcast from I listened to recently. It was the creator of Claude Code, and he said he hasn't written single code for recently. So basically, he's supervised, but yeah, but he still owns Claude Code.
Yeah, but that's a very good question because if you use AI to code, if you use AI to get, I don't know, if you use Figma Make to do a layout, who owns that layout? That design belongs to the company, to the Figma, to your company, and same thing with codes, right? The computer programmer, the software development that use uh, Claude to help him to achieve in a better way the goals. In the end of the day, that belongs to the Claude. The Claude will use that code for improve their our engine. And another fact, I don't know if you know that, but using Microsoft owns the GitHub, and he used GitHub to training their own AI, and that's a huge polemic because people, hey, that's not. I don't put my code that to train to be using to training an AI, that's not the reason I do that. And that's the same thing with Figma Make, okay? Don't, if you have some, I believe everyone here has some product that is already launched. So no doubt they use the data to training. And that is the huge shadow in our times because all the LLMs using the data without requested us. So that's a huge thing. And the thing is, the data that is already training, there is nothing we can do about that. It's not, don't exist such a thing. Oh, just remove the data. That's not happens. That's not possible because the programmer, the computer program, they don't know how to do this. Though that's not possible. So we have a lot of ethical concerns to thinking.
Thais, do
Well,
you want to ask?
Yeah, I have a question because I thought when you have the enterprise plan that you can have like more, let's say, like security on that. Especially when you use when we use data from users. Do you do anything to anonymize because you know that the company, I mean, that the AI companies are using the data, or do you use the enterprise and trust what they say? I mean, how is your approach?
how can I say the Brazilian LGPD in Europe is
LGBT,
GDPR.
GPDR
GDPR,
because
GDPR. Uh-huh.
GDPR.
of the GPDR, I believe the most correct thing to do is anonymize everything because to be honest, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. I don't know if I have a book to recommend to you called Techno-Feudalism. I don't know if you heard about this book. We are not in the capitalism anymore. Okay, we're not in the capitalism anymore. We are in the feudal systems. So we are basically in the hands of the few companies worldwide. So I don't never put the data, the sensible data inside of LLM. Never, never. I mean, if you have an ID, I I erase the data. If you have name, is that something that in the day by day the team always forget? And guys, don't put the name of the participants, please. erase that. Let's use let's use a code name or just the first name. Don't use the entire name because, to be honest, I don't know. And for a logical, for a lot of reasons, we have to erase the data. We have to follow a lot of stuff. The Brazilian LGPD were made in the same way that the GPDR, and so we know that we have a lot of rules to follow. How can you say it for your participant, for the people that, okay, you erase your data and you put the data in the LLM, knowing that it's not possible to erase completely. It's not possible. And so, even if you use the enterprise mode, I recommend that you erase the data, just anonymize the participants because it's important. It's something that probably I don't want my data being used. I don't know the reason. So I believe the user and the participant don't know that don't want that as well. So yeah.
There's a question you connect to the one is to confirm the book, Techno-Feudalism, What Killed Capitalism. Is it this book? The
Yes.
name?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Another question here. They that's the big issue, the big concern of our times, because we do a lot. Sometimes I think I'm just here. There is a phrasal verb in Brazil. I don't know if it that's an equivalent in English, that you, when you have an ice and you try to swipe the ice, and you want to swipe the ice and, oh my God, more water. And I felt sometimes that I'm felt like this when deal with with AI, when you deal with ethical concerns and AI, because yes, that's true. They use our public data. They use data, and also they use a lot of data without request training. And we know that this training is not possible to erase. Never. I mean, ever. When you think on that, it's blown my mind. I think, oh my God, we have a lot of children photos. We have a lot of our pictures, our contents, our profiles, everything that you get for free for these guys. And now they use this to training, and that's something that when you start to thinking, you get a little bit crazy, because at the same time, I don't think that is, oh, I will not use AI. Yeah, that's it. Okay, but that's not possible, because in the human history, we have luddites that try to fought technology. They are not successful. I mean, in the all the history of human being, the recent history of human being, we never fought back new technology that we don't know how to use well. I think the best thing we can do is make questions. Okay, but maybe let's don't use the data, huh? Let's try to anonymize here. Oh, but it's in the company LLM. Okay, but remember, we has rule to follow, has law to follow. We have to erase the data in 3 months, and that's not be possible if you input all the data in the LLM. So I think is our part on this is make questions, is sometimes being the person that me, hey, hi, let me put some ethical here. Let's think a little bit about this and that. I think that is That's something that we have to concerns. Another question here. Do you use your own AI like Reg on your system? I don't use, I use the enterprise AI. I have two system, different systems, my company. Uh, the one that's a platform that WPP uh, release worldwide. So a lot of people in different agencies in London, New York, Brazil, etc., use the same platform. And this platform in particular, we use a lot of models, a huge amount of models, different models. And so it's company, but at the same time it's not. And I use the enterprise Google as well, but yeah, I don't think it's I'm my my own is mine LLM. No, and it's not possible. Okay, I will give you something to think about that. Do you know the amount of money and the cost to training nowadays? We have a university here in Brazil that acquired 50, I don't remember exactly the number, but it's something like 30 to 50 NVIDIA NVIDIA board, video board to get to be able to get their own LLMs. And okay, 30 to 50, a lot of, right? It's imagine a data center that have exclusive this 50 machines just work for training LLM. Okay, the Grok from Elon Musk acquired at the same time 2,000, 200, 200,000. That's the correct number. It's techno-feudalism. There is not there is no other name for that. It's a feudalism system. Who can compete with that? Who can have this amount of money to compete with that? It's absolutely bizarre. I have no idea how. I never been a data center with that amount of machine in my life. And I visit a lot of data centers, a lot of government data centers, a lot of things, and I never saw anything like that in my life. So it's something to think and something to never trust completely in the companies, okay? Just use, okay, we don't have another way, but try to step back and okay, what can I do to protect the user, to protect myself, to protect people, etc.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Leticia, I think our time is over.
Okay.
We still have some questions here, but I would say, Julia, we are going to publish, to share the presentation, the recording of the presentation on YouTube. So I think some of your questions, Leticia covered in her presentation. And I think also, Leticia, if people would like to contact you with questions, uh, they can find you on LinkedIn, for example. Do you want to
Yes,
share your your contact?
sure, sure. Let me share here. Let me just a little bit here.
Ah, nice.
Cianconi. You can find me on LinkedIn. And sure, I would love to share and exchange some experience with you guys.
Thank you very much, Leticia. Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much, guys.
We really appreciate. And yeah, if you have any questions, we have our contacts on of the chapters too. And yeah, I don't know, Marina, Schultz, do you would like to say some final words?
Yeah, I could just add something really short. I think this is AI as a topic is very relevant, and I'm really happy that we could collect everyone and like both ladies at UX Stockholm and Düsseldorf could be here for this presentation. And I think this is definitely one of the really, really good presentations, and I'm going to remember this. So thanks a lot, Leticia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much also for everyone that attended. Really appreciate it. See you in the next. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.